Hello, hello. Slide this out the way. Top of the morning. Top of the morning, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are picking this up, wherever you are jumping on board. Hope you are well. So I'll start with how the day went yesterday. I wasn't able to jump out and play any pickleball yesterday. Couldn't make it out there. Had way too much to do. Had to run around, get the kiddos to their places, organize and make calls and texts and emails at the gym. So it was just a normal busy work day. So no biggie there. Turn this brightness up so I don't see that screen there. These ring lights behind. All of the lights are super bright, so try. Something else. On my screen, it looks like I'm paused, but hopefully I'm not on your screen. And I'll give it another 20 seconds. So like I said, I didn't get any pickleball in yesterday, but I got a lot of work done yesterday. So that's a positive. I did miss out. Got to watch Kaden run around on some soccer practice. That was fun, but it was very hot, and there are a ton of flies out there. Have my canopy set up, got my seat, my drink. Oh, man. But, hey, I got to watch my son play some soccer, so no complaints there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this. So let me say hi and let everyone know where you are watching from. Boom. So we got that on there. If you're just tuning in, I was just letting everybody know that I was unable to make my fourth day of pickleball. So hopefully today, maybe even after this podcast, if I get everything set up, I can go give me a couple matches in. I'm getting kind of nice. Well, at least in my mind, I think I'm getting kind of nice. But hey, it is what it is. Say hello in the chat. Share this so we can get more viewers around the globe, around the world. Get things rocking and rolling. All right, so let's kick it off. Today is about life isn't always fair. All right? It is what it is. Life is not always fair, and we have to be able to remain positive in that kind of a setting or belief, or when we're having these challenges. So let's make sure that we can do that, right? Let me bring this up. Okay, so what I wrote was, when life isn't fair, how do we keep a positive attitude? It's not easy. There are days when the world seems to be against us and what we want doesn't seem to happen. That it always feels like we're getting the short end of the stick and that everything is an uphill climb. Day after day, we give our time and don't get good favor on the other end. But then again, that's life. The world doesn't turn according to our plans. And yet still, we have to continue holding a positive attitude and keep pushing forward every day of our lives in order for things to be good in any way at all. Our outlook determines how well we handle these less than perfect days. So, what I want to make sure is clear is we all have, again, I like to call them moments and not days, but we all have those situations where we feel like we may be doing everything possible, everything to uh, make our day, our time, our work, our energy turn out in a good way, in a good manner for us. However, that's not always the case. It doesn't always work out that way. Things don't always go the way we would like them to. And that's just how it is. But we have to be able to remain positive so that we don't allow a certain situation to continue to drag out longer than it needs to. I know that is easier said than done, but it's something that has to be practiced. It's the same as riding a bike. There's no way you're just going to pick the bike and get going on it. In order for us to get better at riding that bike, we have to continue to get on there and continue to keep pedaling along. So that's something that we need to do with having the ability to stay positive, with having the ability to keep moving forward. I got a note that said it. It's a little difficult to hear. Make sure I'm good there. Sorry. Can you hear me there? All right, perfect. We got to make sure that we are staying mentally engaged and not giving up mentally, because once we give up mentally, things are really going to take a turn for the worse, right? We don't want to be in a situation where every time we go into something, we have that negativity looming around us and preventing us from being able to push and go and strive. I'm trying to think of the day. I think it was one of the days last week where I just felt like I was having a long day, that no matter what I was doing, something else wasn't working out. Then I tried to do this and then that wouldn't work out. And I tried to do that and this isn't work out. And sometimes we just need to take a mental break. Take a break to escape away from all of the stuff that you have going on. Go take a walk. Go take a yoga class. We have some great yoga classes. Take a yoga class. Call a friend up, somebody that always makes you laugh. Again, what we were talking about yesterday, find some time to be able to laugh and then go back into what it is that you were working on in hopes that that would alleviate some of that tension and some of those down moments. When we say optimistic, things actually can be pretty good, right? So if we can take the brighter side of things and recognize that there are still some positivity going around what it is that we're doing, then that will cause us to smile. That will cause us to have a more positive approach to how life may or may not be going in our way and not giving us that favor. We have to be able to constantly smile and fight against that red person on your shoulder that is constantly telling you that you're not good enough, or it's not going to work out, or you should get more, or you should have more, or whatever the case may be. We have to continue to keep moving forward. That way that we feel about our day is not only determined by what's happening in the present moment, but also by how we're thinking about it and reacting to it. If everything feels like an uphill battle and every decision seems wrong, then chances are that there's a negative attitude going on which is causing us to feel this way, right? So there's things that might be going on at work and you feel that you have been putting the time in, you didn't get the promotion that you deserve, you're not getting the recognition that you deserve. So now every decision that you do moving forward is influenced by what you think is happening, by what you think is going on. Who's to say that your boss isn't thinking about moving you next week, next month, next quarter? Who's to say that that is not happening? And by us allowing ourselves to constantly be down, that's going to affect our work ethic. That's going to affect our mood when we're around people, which in the end is going to indirectly result in now how the bosses are thinking about you. Now this person is no longer involved. This person no longer cares about what's going on. This person no longer wants to be a part of this company, when that may not be the case. You just have the wrong approach to what is going on, and sometimes we just need somebody to adjust that for us and get us right back on that good trajectory there. So this means that our thoughts are one way and how things unfold is another way. So the expectations for what we thought we were going to have or what we thought was going to work out isn't necessarily the case, and this is what's causing all those issues to arise. Soon as we start feeling uplifted by our thoughts, things can begin to improve, and by choosing a different perspective, all of a sudden life is great, life is grand. We all have something that we can smile about. We all have something that gets us down, but it's okay for us to recognize that, be in that thought and moment for a second, and then just go ahead and shift and go on to something else that is going to allow us to keep pushing forward and keep going. So I always tell my kids that life isn't fair because they always give the shout of this isn't fair and that isn't fair. If we can recognize that it's not, things are not always going to go our way, when things don't go our way, we can receive them quite differently. We can receive them in just the form that they're in. It wasn't necessarily that someone was trying to be unfair to you. It's not necessarily that someone was trying to be against you. Maybe just in that situation, it just didn't work out for it to be for you. Maybe it needed to go to Frank or it needed to go to Susie, and it wasn't necessarily for you. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too down in that moment. Just focus on the things that are within your control. Focus on what we can control is very huge for us. So we need to be able to recognize that what I can control is getting myself up 5 to 10 minutes earlier in the morning so I don't have to hit that traffic. What I can control is maybe preparing my meal the night before so I don't have to go out and search for lunch during my break at work. Those are things that are within our control. And once we can control all of the things within our grasp, but then it makes everything else that much easier and that much smoother to handle, instead of constantly feeling as though we are being bombarded by all of the negativity that is not in our control. So we have to be able to see that, recognize that, and deal with that in a positive manner. And again, I think the biggest thing to stress here is that when we receive that information or we feel that what we are getting is not favorable towards us, let's just think about what can I control in this situation? How can I make things better? I didn't get this raise right now. That's perfectly fine with me. How can I adjust things and do better and continue to move and push forward so that the next time this opportunity comes around, I'll be ready to go. I will get it. And if I don't, I will continue to work hard and continue to strive and make positive steps forward. So today, short, sweet. Like I said, life isn't always fair, but that is okay. That doesn't mean that when life isn't fair, that life cannot be enjoyable. That doesn't mean that we still don't have great days. That still doesn't mean we don't have great moments. So we have to deal with it as it comes, continue to push, continue to strive, continue to believe that everything will work out and that we can have the life that we want, even though everything that we want doesn't come exactly at the time that we want it. Okay, so stay focused on that. Keep pushing forward. If you're having bad moments, breathe, relax, take yourself out of the situation, come back with a new refocused mindset, and hopefully everything will change for the better for you in that situation, in that moment. I hope you are well. Hope you are enjoying the start of this week and have some good plans for this weekend. Stay safe while things are coming up with that 4th of July and those fireworks. As always, be better than yesterday, and we will see you again tomorrow. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.